I think I can see Mutahi is actually, he's trying in the circumstances, but you see, they need to make final and firm. We need, I don't know, we are afraid of lockdown. Are we ready to go through what Italy is going through?
There's something else about this, because people
Are
are
we?
listening to us and might
Yeah.
say, we are being unfair, we don't respect privacy. You see, let me use two cases. Case number one, deputy governor. Why did he go to Italy even after his own, not Italy, what was his, Germany? Even after Germany had cancelled, that conference had been cancelled. And the governor had even advised him not to go. But unknown to the governor, as he says, the man traveled. He has been told not to travel. The conference or the meeting has been cancelled. He goes because of money. He comes back and behaves the way he has behaved. If the MCS don't even impeach that man, then that county assembly in Kilifi has no point of existence. The Constitution is very clear about how public servants should conduct themselves. If they don't impeach this man, then that county assembly is just useless. Now, look at a person like that. You want us to respect him. Look at a lady who escapes from isolation. Didn't Bagadi or somewhere, knowing so well she has been isolated because she's unwell, escapes and checks herself into a hotel. And you still tell me, and you want to convince me, that we should not disclose who these people are because of whatever reason they are. Some of them because they had gone to do bad things, because people would laugh. Let us laugh, but this is not time to even castigate the government. Why did you allow people to travel, like I said last week? Let us just face the pandemic. Let us just know we need to do what we need to do. And the bar, honestly, like we have said on this bench, I said last week and I want to say again, hii si wakati ya mchezo. And Mutai Kagwe says, this is not normal. If you behave normally, and you know, like this hand washing, I want to give because we want to tell Kenyans, when the government was forcing people to put up pit latrines in the I think it was in the 80s and 70s. Do you know among certain cultures, let me not mention, they'll be annoyed here, you cannot go to the same toilet, say your mother-in-law goes or your father or something like that. So they constructed these toilets just to please government, because government was moving with public health inspectors, checking, and they were given time. You could even be taken to court and charged. So they constructed those toilets, but never used them because of the culture. The people know themselves. Let people not do hand washing and keep those things sanitized, and just because they want to please government. Let us know we are washing our hands because we want to be careful about our health and the health of those we love. Let us not do it because we are doing it for anybody. Because I've seen, if you go somewhere, you can see this thing is just there for formality. It's not that anybody really believes in it. They even laugh when they give it sanitizer. They are laughing. Yeah. And yesterday, the bar, I watched in horror. Some movie, something on WhatsApp. Guys are enjoying, they are saying the last dance before the bars close. Corona. There's even a face of a familiar person. You have seen that on WhatsApp? Corona. The music, vibes, Corona. And the guys are the same was happening in Italy.
But I think that's
one of the biggest problems. That's why Italy is where it is today. Because of that. In New York today, I listened and watched in disbelief as the mayor was almost despairing. The mayor of New York. Saying, what are people doing? People are still crowding. People are still going to search because he refused the lockdown.
Yes.
The New York mayor refused. But he's going to be forced to do so. Because he said he can't believe the way young people are behaving in America. Let us not behave like that. First of all, I want to advise our young people. Do not believe in this nonsense that young people don't contract it. You contract the disease. The only thing is it doesn't take you down. If your immunity is strong because you are young and you have no complication. It doesn't easily take you down. But you contract it. Now, what happens? You give it to your mother or your father, like Manyora, who is now old.
Yes.
So you are only being foolish. Don't listen to stuff that when you are young, you don't get. No, you get it. But it's just like a normal cold and it goes away. But in the process, you give it to an elderly person. Yeah. I don't want to be as crude as Natembe of the Rift Valley Regional Commissioner. Says, oh, you're going to kill your grandmother. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that's the reality. Do not listen to this thing that if you are in a certain age, you won't get it. You get it, It doesn't take you down, but you can give it to somebody else. So we need to be really careful about these things.
All right.
Yeah.
Alice, we can see there's someone actually asking on Twitter regarding that if we release prisoners, how will they fend for themselves in a situation where the economy has stopped? This is what Chizaki is asking on Twitter.
What?
If we release prisoners, how will they fend for themselves in a situation where the economy has actually is running to a halt?
The same way we shall
The
fend
same
for
question
ourselves.
was asked when the Emancipation Act was passed in America to free the slaves. People said, where will they go? Of course, it was a valid question. And this is how, if you read, people like Booker T. Washington came in and said, let us give them handwork and stuff. But the idea is, you do what is good first, and then handle the consequences.
And you deal with the consequences.
You get it?
But
People have even said the same. I've heard they will release, they go and commit crime. People are saying, it is not just opening the gates and saying go.
No, there is
a lot of thinking will go into it. Experts will be involved. Government will bring on board experts. I know we are not good at using experts and professionals, but this is not a time where, you know, when there is a committee being formed for anything, people look into money, because there will be allowances, there will be money to spend. This is not the time. I'm advising government officials. If you are asked to put up a committee, to come up with a committee, please do not consider money so that you bring me.
And also prisoners are regularly appraised.
Yes. So it's not,
in terms of their conduct, in terms of rehabilitation,
they would know. We would know.
You know, in terms of change, you know, so that normally they have a record and they know the behaviors, the dangerous ones. And we are not talking about dangerous and the capital offenses. We're talking about these petty 3 years, 2 years, 6 months, and they're the majority. Actually, they are the majority. People who even maybe landed or they were swept together in a mob. And, you know, police also here really correct people without... they will find 10 young men because they have rasta hair. They pick maybe all of them as a raid. And those people, these are real things, Dibar. These are real things.
On an occasional...
What about hospitals? What about hospitals? Which governor has come out to say he has released, you know, we are talking about measures, has released all those hospital cases of patients who have been held for months in hospitals. Pending bills. Because they are looking for money, or why have they not released them? You know, we are saying, let not people be crowded. In hospitals, they have no capacity even to maintain cleanliness. Even to feed is a problem. The medication is a problem. So if you have been discharged, you are held because of a bill. And I tweeted because of those two. But what seemed to have, you know, Kenyans have a way of selecting things. What we were being bashed on is on the prison case, the ones in jail, but not the ones in public hospitals. Those they were saying, okay, but you could see there was no attention there. Right now we have so many public hospitals, even in Kenyatta. And I'm talking about life cases. If you go to Kenyatta, you'll find maybe there are several, a very big number held there. And these are the even private hospitals. You know, we need to cut across all these things so that we can now, people can start feeling the impact. Then we deal with the impact, Dibar. We need to cut the chain. Right. The corona is here. How are we going to deal with it is now the question. Because, you know, it wasn't there. And it has been brought. The government must take responsibility. We must take responsibility to the Kenyans because it wasn't here. It has been brought in. I don't know whether we could have avoided it. I think if we did what Mutahis did yesterday, we wouldn't have this many cases.
Much earlier.
Yes, much earlier. There has been a delay. It could be very costly. I still want to applaud him, but I think they still must revise their steps and say, is it working? We did regularly. Every 12 hours, we need to get up to this. But what is the public announcement that these people, the 368 now cannot be 368? Because they are outside there. We're talking about thousands. Yeah, you know, they say 368 may have come into contact.
363.
363.
Whatever, yeah.
So now, since then, is it 363?
No, definitely not.
You see what I mean, Dibar?
Yes.
Yeah. So how are we going to mop up?